Hello, everybody. We are the Sunday League Pundits. Welcome back to the preview of a FIFA series. This match is going to be Atletico versus Barcelona. It was a close one between Manchester City versus Tottenham and Atletico versus Barca. But as were the results on Instagram polls, you guys voted for Atletico versus Barca by a small margin. So let's get started.
Hello guys, this is Utkarsh here. So I just want to begin from Atletico because the problems at Barcelona are pretty much clear right now. They lack in depth and injuries to some important players would really derail their season. And I don't really trust Koeman as a manager. I mean, the system is, I think with Coutinho it plays well, but Messi looks a little offbeat in the striker role. He drops back and there's not really a body up front to really someone to run in behind. Ansu Fati is out for around 3 to 4 months. So it's really up for Dembele to provide that pace and cutting edge to the team. And right now, Atletico, I would really fancy Atletico for the title this season because Real Madrid and Barcelona are really going down. And with the signing of Suarez and Joao Felix picking up form at the right moment, I think it's Marcos Llorente has really rediscovered himself for Simeone. He's a really Simeone type player, and Atletico being Atletico have the best defense in the league, but they are also very good in the attack this season. What do you think, Achint? I mean, can Atletico win the title? Obviously, they are other contenders. Can they win the title?
I think it's very similar to the title they won the first title which they won under Simeone, because that season as well, Barca and Madrid had their fair share of problems. Both of them were like suffering from inconsistencies, and even in Madrid, we can see like Madrid didn't sign anybody this season. Barca did. Barca do have some depth at least, but Madrid, you could see they are really suffering from a lack of depth. Even recently, Carvajal got injured. They sold Hakim. Atletico, they seem very solid and stable in comparison to both Barca and Madrid, because Madrid have had their fair share of injuries as well as Barca. And Atletico, they've been ever so reliable in defense, as you said. But this season they seem a threat in attack as well, which has not been the case, because though they concede very less, they also score pretty less as well. So it's like an added bonus for them that they are Felix is in great form, and even Suarez has hit the ground running for them. So I think Atletico, they have a very good shot at the title this season. Even like you can see Sociedad is at the top. How long Sociedad is going to sustain it, it's really a question which needs to be seen over time. But Atletico, we know they've been there before and done it. So you can't discount Atletico at all. And coming to Barca is Koeman. I think you pretty much nailed it in terms of Koeman not being very reliable in terms of what he wants to set up. I think Messi does seem a little out of place playing in the striker role, because he's been operating off the wing and playing a little deeper for pretty much the last 3 to 4 years. So I think he's been more accustomed to that role, and the striker role doesn't really suit him that much, because even like his movement, you can say like like his movement is very more like a playmaker than of like a forward now, given his age and how he's like changed his game. So I think Barca really missed out on signing Depay, which I think that could have helped even Messi play more in position and perhaps play better.
The thing with Messi, just to cut you in, sorry. The thing with Messi that he doesn't really run a video of Messi went viral against the Hungarian team, in which he was just standing by. So you can't really put Messi in a 10 role, because he doesn't he doesn't drop back defending. He doesn't chase his man. So it's Messi. He can't play on the right. He can't play on the left. He has to play up top because of his work rate. I mean, yes, he provides all the qualities in attack, but you have to balance them in defense as well. And Messi doesn't do a lot of defensive work. So I think there is not really any other option for other than up top.
Don't you think it takes away from his playmaking ability? Because we all know that Messi's game has become very pivotal in terms of creating goals for others as well.
But he still drops back. I mean, he's not really leading the line like Suarez. I mean, he's not really running in behind. He drops back, plays one Griezmann and Fati and everybody else, Coutinho. So he's still playing his natural game. But the thing is that we lack a man up front when Suarez or anybody else is not playing there.
Yeah, I think you're right. And even coming to the form of both teams, I think Barca has been dodgy. That Barca has been pretty solid in the Champions League, but their La Liga form has been a little off the mark, whereas Atletico, they have been fairly solid in La Liga, and in the Champions League they were like thrashed by Bayern in the first match, and even in the third. Yeah, and then the second match they weren't even convincing. They drew. So I think both teams are not the most consistent when it comes to the match. But as you said, I also fancy Atletico getting the result in this match.
So I want to focus on Suarez a little bit because how he changes the game of Atletico. You cannot give Suarez a couple of yards space, which you could give to Diego Costa. So this is helping Joao Felix plays natural game because he has now got more space. What a chip! So that's why Felix is firing this season. I don't think it's gonna be 3-0 this weekend, but I would really take in FIFA against an amateur player. So Suarez is really helping Felix right now because defenders are more focused on Suarez because his pace was he's lost couple of yards of pace because he's 33 now, but I think he's still got a couple of years at the top, and he's gonna score around 15 to 20 goals for Atletico this season at least. And if he does that, I think he's gonna be fantastic transfer. They paid around they have to pay around 5 million in that also in bonuses. So fees upfront was zero. So it is really a free transfer. So, and Barcelona have not really replaced Suarez. I think it's going to hurt them a lot because obviously they've not replaced the goal, but they also need a centre forward, and obviously Braithwaite is not up to the mark. I don't know why they have given him the number 9 shirt. So, as a Barcelona fan, you least expect from Barcelona to go for the title. I mean, just challenge for the title. There's not really any other expectation if you're a Barcelona fan, and I think we will do this season. But I do not fancy that we are the clear favourites to win the title. What do you think? What are the chances of Atletico and any other teams and Real Madrid?
I think Barca and Madrid are always in the conversation given their teams and their strength. Dominance, and their teams. They're really in comparison to the Premier League, La Liga is it's not really that competitive when it comes to league. They don't have 8 and 9 teams which can all beat each other on their given day. I think there are four teams, at least maximum 5, because even Valencia has fallen off a cliff in terms of their form. There are so many off the pitch troubles.
They're in a really bad financial situation right now.
Yeah, so they sold pretty much their starting midfield in Parejo and Coquelin as well.
So they lost a lot of players.
Yeah, I think Valencia are pretty much out of the conversation. So I think Sociedad and Villarreal as well as Sevilla can be considered as challengers to Barca and Madrid, even Atletico for that regard. But out of these 4 teams, Atletico is the strongest when it comes to the consistency over the past seasons. Sevilla has been consistent for the past couple of seasons, but Sociedad and Villarreal are they're really it's really hard for anybody to sustain their form in the La Liga because their squads are pretty thin in comparison to Barca. So I think you still fancy Barca and Madrid. It's pretty early on in the season, but given how Atletico are playing, how Suarez you said is really firing on all cylinders, and he's been a really great addition to their front line. Because in comparison to Costa, Suarez, even though he's lost some yards of pace, he's still his finishing ability is still amongst the best strikers in the world. And even last season, even he was really struggling. His fitness might not be the best out of everybody, out of the top strikers, you say, but his finishing ability and his and his movement and his presence in the box is really still up there. So I think Suarez will be a major asset to their title challenge this season, and even their defense is not really something which we need to worry about because Atletico is always assured.
Whoever they signed seems to work for them. I mean, they signed Felipe. He's also playing with Savage, was a Premier League reject, signed from Fiorentina. He's also playing very well for them. So everybody that signed seems to work for them.
So you talked about Barca's lack of depth, but given their midfield options and how some of the younger players ended last season, particularly Riqui Puig, who was sort of a silver lining for Barca after lockdown, and their season really unraveled after lockdown. Don't you think they should be Koeman should be putting them under more consideration and giving them a chance?
Yeah, we lack depth up front. I think we are pretty stocked in the midfield department, and definitely coming on to Riqui Puig, I think he should be starting matches for us. Right now, he's played only 30 minutes of La Liga. 30 minutes of La Liga, which is, I think, in my opinion, is a disgrace. players like Pedri, I mean, not discrediting Pedri, is only 17, and Trincao are given minutes every match, and Carlos Salina and Ricky Puig are not really getting a look in the team. So I think definitely Ricky Puig should be starting of Champions League matches, or when Copa del Rey comes around, I think he should be given start in most of the Copa del Rey matches. So, and if Koeman doesn't really fancy him and he stays beyond this year, if Font wins the election, he performs well, I think he's going to go, he wins us, I think he's going to stay. So if Xavi doesn't want to come, so if he really doesn't want to play Ricky Puig, just loan him out and loan him and Alina out, because right now we are really wasting them. So what do you think? Is Koeman going to stay beyond this season?
I think the point you made about Font was like really correct, because I think it until unless, like, because Barca already went trophyless last season, so if they go another season trophyless, I think Koeman will be given the marching orders, you can say, because
Yeah, definitely.
because Font is probably looking for an excuse to get Xavi in, because he really said that as soon as he becomes president, like one of the first major decisions he's going to take is bring back Xavi to the club as a manager. So I think Koeman really needs to get a trophy, and probably the league, because the cup is not really. I don't think the cup, winning the Copa del Rey will really save him, or either the league or the Champions League, which really seems achievable right now given the state of the squad and how the injuries and how the season is going so far. So I think Koeman could really be out of a job come the end of the season. So this wraps up our second episode in the preview over FIFA series. I hope you guys are liking this format, and please show us your support by liking this video and commenting down below who do you think is going to be the winner in this match. What are your predictions, and who do you think is going to win La Liga between the two teams? And if you want more of the preview over FIFA series and more football related videos, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more content. Bye bye everybody.